Hi, my beautiful peeps. How are you doing today? It's good to have you here with me. I'm Lisa, and I am Realistic Life. And why do I call it Realistic Life? Well, I don't know. Sometimes, life is hard. Sometimes things fall easily into place. It's just the reality of how life is. And the more that we can be kind and gentle with ourselves in those moments, trying maybe as much not to judge ourselves, or if we are judging ourselves, just being kind in that moment, knowing that we are judging ourselves, but also knowing that we can take charge of our life. If something's going on and we kind of feel out of control, it's finding one thing that we feel like we can take charge of in our life, whether or not that's finding a breath or just saying I can go outside and I can walk. It's caring for yourself in that moment. So today what I ask of you is, if anything hurts or causes you pain, immediately stop, back out of it, find a posture that's most comfortable for you to be in, and just kind of check in with yourself in this moment. Just notice if there's any areas that feel really loose, really comfortable for you today. Maybe there's some areas that more feel a little bit painful. For me, it's my elbow right now. So just being gentle with yourself. Always, if anything causes you pain, immediately stop, back out of it, and just find a place that's most comfortable for you. And of course, if you're injured, only do 20%, maybe zero. Maybe you just don't do the posture at all, you do something else that feels most comfortable for you today. If you're feeling totally healthy, do 80%. When you feel like you've reached that 100% mark, back out of it a little bit. So just being really kind and gentle with yourself today. Thank you all for being here, and we will get started. Just remembering, always consult with your doctor first if there's anything in question. But let's just start by just exploring what it means to be kind to ourselves in this moment, in the reality of life. So start by just making a comfortable seat. Move around a little bit. Just find a place that's most comfortable for you. And when you feel like you're where you're most comfortable, just going to back out of that a little bit maybe. And maybe make a few more adjustments just so you can become as comfortable as possible. Move through your shoulders a little bit. Let some of that tension go. Move through your neck a little bit. So take a breath, whatever form it comes to you today. Maybe we can do a deep breath. Maybe today it's just in your throat. Maybe it's in your chest. But just taking that moment as you bring your chin down towards your chest. Start to take a breath. Starting to slow ourselves down as we let go of anything that you want to let go of in this moment. Take a breath. Maybe that will come to you in the form of a yawn. If it does, just fully embrace it. And let's start today. As we inhale, we'll bring our hands up overhead. We'll stretch up long overhead. So just feel that stretch all the way down through your spine. Bring your palms together as you exhale and bring your hands through to your heart center. And bring your hands down to your thighs or wherever it's most comfortable for you to place your hands. We'll bring your chin back down towards your chest. Gently roll your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Come back to the center and taking that over to the left. Gently coming back to the center. You can gently bring your gaze up toward neutral in front of you. As you inhale, we're going to bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale as you allow them to float down. Let's do that 2 more times as we inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, inhaling up. Exhaling down. This time as we inhale, we're going to clench everything from head to toe. Just draw everything in. And as you exhale, release, blowing it all out. One more time, we'll inhale, bring our hands up overhead, stretching up. Bring your palms together as you exhale your hands through your heart center. Bowing in honor of yourself today. And in your mind, silently repeating after me. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be so full of love for myself. That it naturally overflows to the world. May I be at peace in this moment. In this moment. In this moment. Gently start to bring your hands down, and we'll make our way into a posture that's most comfortable for you. We'll start with a guided meditation, just a short guided meditation, followed by a few moments of quiet. So just take a moment here now to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Welcome to use blankets, bolsters, anything you like. Just taking that time for yourself in this moment. And as you're settling in, notice any spots, any places where you feel the pressure of the ground beneath you, maybe on your legs, your sits bones, maybe on your back, your shoulders. And just bring yourself, as much as possible in this moment, fully into that space. So everything around you right now is going to continue. Right now, just bring yourself into the space of completely, as much as you can in this moment, caring for yourself, being kind to yourself in this moment, which allows us to be more prepared as we go out into the world to care for our needs, caring for others. So notice any sounds that you hear in the room, outside of the room. And let those sounds just fully envelop you right now. And then take a breath and see if for a moment you can detach from the noise. Just let it be. Maybe you won't. That's perfect. Maybe you will. That's perfect. Check in with your body. If there's anywhere right now that feels uncomfortable, for me, it's in my elbow right now. If there's anywhere that feels uncomfortable, just allow yourself to make some movements. And as you think back over your week, allowing to come to mind maybe something that's the most emotional or something that stands out for you the most. Bringing that to your mind, feeling the sensations of it, the emotions of it, letting the thoughts about it come up, your thoughts of yourself come up. Maybe you feel joy, maybe you feel sadness or anger, whatever that emotion is. Just allow it to come up. And then take a breath. And exhale it out. And maybe just see if that emotion has changed at all. Maybe it's lessened, maybe it's increased, maybe the emotion has changed and move on to another emotion. Just allowing that thought now and start to soften. Ask it maybe if you want to kind of move to the back of your mind for a moment. Once again, bring your awareness back to the ground beneath you. Notice your breath. And allow your breath to start to soften as you relax, enjoying your time with no commitments or demands on you for the next few moments. Once again, start to bring your awareness back to the ground beneath you. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to your body. As you start to make some small movements through your fingers and your toes. Your breath becoming a little deeper. And we'll start to make those movements a little bit bigger. We're going to start to make our way down to your back. So if you're not on your back now, just take a few moments here to make some stretches. Stretch overhead if you like. And then start to make your way gently down towards your back. Taking a nice long stretch, just feel that stretch. So take a moment here, check in with yourself today. Do you feel like you're in need of energy? Or do you feel like you need to let some energy go? Maybe you're feeling frustrated or tense or something, so just notice that. No judgment, noticing what it is that you need for yourself today, and we'll provide that for you today. So take a nice big inhale, stretch. And exhale, just letting your body relax. Your next inhale will start to draw your knees into your chest. If you'd like here, you can roll back and forth on your spine if it's comfortable for you. We're going to keep that right knee in. We're going to bring the left leg long toward the ground, stretch that out. Inhale, bring the left knee back in. Exhale, the right leg out. Inhale, drawing the right knee back in. And once again, you can roll back and forth on your spine wherever it's comfortable. And then we're going to bring both your feet down to the ground. Your knees can be bent. We'll bring the right ankle over your left knee. So just take a moment here. Kind of notice, maybe you can open up a little bit, or maybe your hips today are just really, really tight. It's fine, so just take a moment here to notice. And then we're going to use your right fingertips just very gently, As long as it's comfortable for you, press out through that right knee, just very, very gently. So you want to make sure that that right ankle is also hanging over that knee, so it's not jutting in towards you. And then release that. And we're going to bring the right foot and the left knee down to the ground on the left. Inhale, draw that back up. Bring the right foot down to the ground. Let's take that to the other side. So we're going to bring the left ankle now over the right knee. Again, just noticing maybe your left hip feels a little bit different than the right. It's generally pretty much true for all of us. Using those left fingertips, draw that left knee out just a tiny bit as long as it's comfortable for you. And gently release that. Left foot and right knee down to the right. Inhale, bring that back up. Bring the left foot down to the ground, and then just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. So starting to move through your spine a little bit here, your knees, your hips. And settling back in. Draw both knees into your chest. And let's bring both feet up toward the ceiling, your fingertips up toward your toes, stretching up. Exhale your knees back towards your chest. Bring your feet down to the ground. Inhale your knees in. Exhale your feet to the ground. 2 more times. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, feet to the ground. 1 more time, knees in. And exhale, feet to the ground. So 1 more time, we'll bring the right ankle over the left knee. So remaining here if you'd like today, or you can start to draw that left knee in if you want to make this a little bit bigger today. You can interlock your hands behind the back of your leg if you like, using that right elbow. Left knee can be bent, or that left foot up toward the ceiling. So we're once again just checking in today, seeing how it is that you feel. There's absolutely no judgment. Every day we feel a little bit different, so just notice, and that's when you can best and most easiest provide for what it is that you need for yourself. Continue to breathe. So let's take 2 more breaths. We'll inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. We'll inhale. And exhale. Bringing that left foot down, releasing the right. And we'll take it to the other side. Left ankle over right knee. Again, checking in. Deciding if you'd like to stay here, or if you'd like to make that a little bit bigger today as you draw the right knee in. And coming to the posture that's most comfortable for you. Right knee can be bent, or right foot up toward the ceiling. So once again, just checking in with yourself, noticing how you feel. Take 2 more breaths here. We'll inhale. Exhale it out. 1 more time as we inhale. And this time we'll exhale. Release your fingers. Bring the right foot down. Releasing the left. And once again, let's just bring both knees down to the right. Inhale, knees up, exhale to the left. Inhale, the knees standing, exhale to the right. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale your knees up, exhale to the right. And this time we're just going to leave it here for a few more breaths. If you like, you can take your gaze out toward the left. Inhale as you draw your knees and your gaze up. Exhaling to the left, your gaze toward the right. Inhale as you draw your knees up. You'll draw your knees into your chest. And roll back and forth here on your spine if it's comfortable for you. And we're just going to bring that to stillness. Hands to the ground, your knees are in towards your chest. Inhale, bring your feet up toward the ceiling. Exhale, your knees bent. Inhale, feet to the ceiling. Exhale, knees to bent. One more time, inhale up. Exhale down. Gently rolling again on your spine if it's comfortable. And from here we'll start to make our way to seated. So either up to your side or roll straight forward. And as you're coming up, just take a few moments here and make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And now that we've kind of seated, go ahead and bring your feet out in front of you. So just let your feet kind of open. Move your feet around. And then we're going to point our feet out in front of us. Exhale. Inhale in. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more time. Exhale. And inhale. And then I'm just going to let your feet kind of flop open, your knees flop open, and move through that a little bit. And moving the flesh away from your sits bones, we're going to bring the right foot in, bringing that either over your knee, if that's not comfortable. You can bring it down here if that's not comfortable at all. You can bring it here or just remain here. So I'm going to show you from here, but you making any adjustments that you need to make. And finding the straightest spine that's comfortable for you today. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, starting to come out, and just let your hands kind of hang over. We're not going to hold this one here very long to start out with. Just let that knee, left knee, remain a little bit soft here. Take a couple of breaths. As you inhale, walk your fingers up. And we're just going to bring that knee over. If that's not comfortable for you, if you can, just bring that knee here, or just bring it down if you want. So we're going to bring the left arm around, right fingertips behind. We're going to gaze over your right shoulder. And then we're going to bring that right arm around, bring it, wrapping it around, left fingertips behind, gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale, come back to center, and bring that out in front of you. And we're going to take that to the other side. Same options here. I'm going to take my ankle over the right knee, but you make any adjustments that you need to make. Inhale. And as you exhale, just let yourself fold over, keeping that right knee a little bit soft here. We don't want to injure that knee, so keep it a little bit soft. Next inhale, take your gaze toward your toes, walk your fingertips up. We're going to bring that knee over, again, same options. Right arm around, left fingertip behind, gaze over your left shoulder. Exhale, bring that around, left arm around, right fingertip behind, gaze over your right shoulder. Exhale, come back to the center, gently unwind. Now we're going to bring both feet in together, coming into bound angle. This one I want just a little bit loose here. If you want to go in a little bit further today, it's your practice. But I'm just going to gently, just very gently, bounce his knees back and forth. So just a little bit up, and then draw your knees together. Exhale, bring your knees back out, and then you can draw your feet back in a little bit more if you like. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to fold forward into this. If this isn't comfortable for you, just stay up today, continuing to breathe. Next inhale, we'll take our gaze to our toes, bringing that up. And bring your knees in and inch wiping them back and forth. Now, find a seated posture that's most comfortable for you today. If you need rocks or anything for underneath your knees, just a little bit of support here. Just grab anything at all, blanket for underneath your sits bones. It will help you to feel more comfortable. Let's inhale, let's bring our shoulders up. And exhale, let them float down. You're going to roll the shoulders back. So opening up through your heart center as you roll back. And then roll them forward. Let's bring up to stillness one more time. Inhale up. Exhale your shoulders down. Some as you inhale, clench everything from head to toe. Exhale, blowing all out. Inhale, let's bring your right hand up overhead, stretch it up. Exhale it down, inhale, left hand up. Exhale down, we're going to do that 2 more times to the right. Exhale down, inhale left. One more time, inhale. Exhale, inhale left. Bring both hands down toward your thighs, your lap. Bring your chin down toward your chest, your shoulders start to soften. You can take a breath here, a nice big yawn. As you inhale, we're going to bring your gaze toward the ceiling. Exhale your chin toward your chest. Inhale your gaze toward the ceiling. Exhaling chin toward chest. Inhaling gaze toward the ceiling. Exhaling your gaze to neutral. Bring your right ear down toward your right shoulder, so let those shoulders soften. Inhale up and exhale to the left. Inhale up, we're going to do that one more time to the right. Inhale center, exhale left. Inhale center, and then we're going to bring the right ear back down toward the right shoulder. And we'll bring the left hand over to the right. We're going to bring our gaze down to the ground on the right. Bring that down, bring your gaze back to neutral, and we'll bring the the left ear down toward the left shoulder. Bring the right hand over, and we're going to gaze down toward the left. And then we'll bring that hand down, come back to neutral, and exhale your chin back down toward your chest. Rolling your right ear over toward your right shoulder. To the center and left. To the center, continue that there, or if you'd like to make this a little bit bigger, you can go into some gentle neck rolls. Just nice gentle movements here, breathing as you move. So we'll do that 2 times on each side. We've done it 2 times on each side. Go ahead and bring your chin back to resting on your chest and just enjoy a few breaths. And let's bring our gaze up to neutral. Fingertips down to the ground. Inhale your right hand up overhead. So your gaze can be down to the ground if you like, or up toward your fingertips, or even out in front of you. Continue to breathe here. Inhale, exhale the hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring that hand down. So one more time, let's inhale, right hand over. We're not going to hold this. Exhale it down. Inhale, left. Exhale down one more time. Right inhale. Exhale down, inhale, left. Exhale. Both hands over to the right. Gaze over your right shoulder. Come back to the center, and we'll take that to the left. Then we'll come back to the center. Inhale your hands up overhead, stretch up. Exhale your hands through to your heart center. Bring your hands down. We're going to start to transition into our table. So just taking a moment here, start to transition into table. As you're starting to come up, just make some movements here. Move through your spine a little bit, through your hips, your neck. And then we'll start to find what your alignment is today. So that may be that your hands are underneath your shoulders, about shoulder width apart, your knees about hip width apart underneath your hips. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always just press back into child's if you want, or just make the movements that you'd like to make. And then take your hips out to the right, to the center, and we'll take them over to the left. And do that 2 more times to the right. Center, left. One more time, center, right. Center and left. Come back to the center. So we're going to walk your hands out just a little bit more here. So just press your sit bones back just a little bit. Once you get a little bit of a stretch here through your spine. And then bring your hips back, hands back to underneath your shoulders as long as it's comfortable. We'll start our cat-cows here. As you exhale, your gaze down toward your spine, spine's high up toward the ceiling. Inhale your gaze toward the ceiling. Exhaling. And inhale. One more time, we'll exhale. And inhale. Exhale as you come back to neutral. You're going to bring your elbows down to underneath your shoulders here. You're going to walk your right fingertips out in front of you, stretching. If you want a little bit more of a stretch through your side, just bring that right side down toward the ground. Bring that back to neutral, walk those fingertips back. Left fingertips out, and again, if you want a little bit more of a stretch to the left side, you can tilt down to the left. Come back to the center, and walk your left fingertips back, and take the right toes back behind you. So stretch out here, feel a stretch here through your calf, through your leg. bring your toes back in. We'll take that to the left. And come back to the center. I'm going to bring your right toes back out. And then we're going to bring your right toes over toward the left. And bring that back to your neutral spine. Walk the left foot out. And once again, bring that left foot now to the right. And then we'll bring that foot back. Come back to your neutral spine. And I'm going to continue to walk your knees down here. So coming to your stomach here. So if this isn't comfortable for you, you can go ahead and just bring this down. We're just looking for a little bit of a stretch here through your back. So make sure your neck doesn't feel tense here. If it does, smooth through your neck a little bit. Take a breath. And then, not already down, just bring your hands down, just let yourself rest for a moment here. Take a breath. And then we're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders here, just enough to help you to come up. Find your way back to your neutral spine. So if you have it handy, just grab a bolster here. We're going to place it right beside you. Finding your way back to your neutral spine. So I'm going to give you a moment here. You want to grab a bolster. It's not necessary if you don't have it. And what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our toes, start to press down through our hands, start to lift your knees up, coming into your downward facing dog. So stretch this back. And then we're going to bring your knees back down to the ground, come to the flats of your feet, press back into child's. Inhale, bring your gaze towards your hands. So we're going to bring that bolster so that it's coming even with your knees here. So we're going to tuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog, stretch this out. So your heels are reaching down toward the ground. They may not reach there, and it's fine. So your feet, wherever it's most comfortable for you. That may be a little bit wider. That may be in. So just take a moment here, stretch this out. We're going to exhale, bring your knees back down to the ground. So let's move that bolster out just a little bit. We're going to bring your right knee up to meet that bolster. You're going to walk your left foot down and start to pivot that right foot out. So we're going to come into pigeon, just using our bolster here to kind of give us a little bit of a support here. So just walk down. We're not going to hold this here very long. If you want to, you can use the bolster of blankets. Want to bolster yourself up a little bit here. I want this to be a little bit relaxing. I'm just opening up through the hips a little bit here. I'm not going to hold it here long, just take a couple of breaths. So let's take one more breath together. Let's inhale. Exhale it out. Next inhale, we're going to start to come out of this. Walk your hands back. Walk that right knee back. Come into downward facing dog. Stretch this out. And then we'll bring that left knee in to meet the bottom of the bolster here. Walking that right foot back. And then just let yourself drape open here. Continue to breathe. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, I'm going to start to rock this out. And just move that bolster and the blankets over and back into your tabletop. You're going to walk your hands out about a palm length in front of you. Rounding down, as you exhale your hips down to the ground, coming to the flats of your feet. Gaze can come up. And then as you're exhaling here, start to press back into child's pose. Inhale, bring your gaze up toward your hands. Walk your palms back. Just going to tuck your toes. Press back, downward facing dog. Stretch this out. And put a slight bend in your knees here. Walk your hands back toward your feet. And very slowly here, we're going to start to straighten our knees. Slowly start to come standing. And then find your way toward the front of your mat. And just make some adjustments here. Start to move. Notice how you feel now that you've come to standing. So, finding your alignment today, whether you want your feet in close together or you want them about hip width apart. Let your knees soften, your neck soften a little bit, your shoulders take a yawn. As you inhale, we'll bring your hands up overhead. Exhale through the heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale through the heart center, continuing to roll down, coming into your forward fold. Maybe you only want to come halfway down today, especially if you have back pain, or maybe sometimes it feels better to just lean back. So deciding what it is that you need for yourself today. If you want to come into forward fold, just nice slow movements as you breathe. Your knees soften a little bit here, ragdoll back and forth. And then we're going to step your feet about mat width apart here. So just a slight bend and a slighter bend in your knees here, just a little bit more. Just let yourself see if you can drape down. If you want, you can always grab a couple blankets or blocks here. They're going to help you. Just an extension of your hands here. And then we're going to take your hips out toward the right, center and left. One more time to the right, center, left, and back to the center. Straighten through your knees a little bit. You can remove the bolster, blankets, blocks. Inhale, bring your gaze out in front of you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you make your way slowly towards standing. And bring your feet in. Inhaling up. We're going to pivot over toward the right. And back to the center. Take it over to the left. Coming back to the center, and if it's comfortable for you today, just leaning back just a little bit. So really ground down through your feet here. Now you want to clench through your butt cheeks a little bit just to protect that lower back. If there's any pain at all, stop immediately. Coming back to the center, neutral spine, palms together as you exhale, hands through the heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale through the heart center. One more time, inhale up. Exhale through the heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale to heart center, continuing to roll down into forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, gaze is in front of you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, make your way towards standing. Hands overhead. Exhale through the heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale through the heart center, continue to roll down. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you make your way towards standing. Stretching up. Exhaling through the heart center. Inhaling up. Exhale through the heart center. Continue to roll down here. So we're going to put a slight bend, slighter bend, bigger bend in your knees here. And just make your way down toward your sits bones. And then gently roll back. Come to seated for just a moment. Inhale your hands up. Exhale through the heart center. As you're placing your hands to your heart center, just bowing your head in honor of yourself today. So just check in with yourself for just a moment here. How do you feel mentally, emotionally? Physically? Notice any judgments that may come up, maybe any unkind words. Maybe once again allowing what stands out in your mind for this week, for this day, just allowing it to come up. Noticing with little as judgment as possible how you're treating yourself in this moment, the things that maybe you're saying to yourself. So being kind to ourselves doesn't mean that we just give ourselves a pass. It's being able to look at what's happened in our life, maybe how we feel we've reacted, responded to something in our life. And just allowing yourself to look at it, notice it. Is there anything that we need to do, an apology to someone else, to ourselves? What can we learn from this that we will apply to next time? Take an inhale. And exhale just for a moment. Let that go. Bring your hands down to your lap. One more time, we're going to come into table. So making your way gently over. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, press back, down facing dog. Nice long stretch as you can here. Bring your gaze to your hands. We're going to bring your right knee in to make your right wrist, walking that left foot back. If you want to grab a bolster here as we come into pigeon, you're welcome to do that. If you want to place it underneath your hip, just to make this as comfortable for you as possible. So the point here is not to make you uncomfortable, not to be in pain, but just to help this to make it a little bit more comfortable so that your mind can relax, your body can relax. So let's come to our fingertips as we inhale. Exhale, folding forward. If you want to use anything for underneath your elbows here, just taking a moment to do that for yourself. We're going to take just a couple of more breaths. So your next inhale, you start to bring your gaze back out in front of you. Remove the bolster if you like for a moment, blankets. Just walk this out, stretch this out. We're going to prepare as we come into the left side. So walk that right foot back. You want to have your weight as even on both hips as you possibly can, as long as that's comfortable for you. If it's not comfortable that way, meet your needs in this moment. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale as you fold forward. Just noticing if one side feels a little bit different than the other. Make any adjustments you'd like to make. Take just a couple of more breaths here. Next inhale, bring your gaze out in front of you. You can release some bolsters or anything you like. Stretch this out. To the ground. We're going to come into seated just long enough to start making our way down toward our back. Slowly coming to your back as you draw your knees into your chest. You can roll back and forth here on your spine if it's comfortable. Let's bring both feet down to the ground. Feet in toward your sits bones, feet about hip width apart here, grounding down. So as you're grounding down, it's going to start to let your hips naturally start to come up. Your chin is going to start to make its way down toward your chest, grounding down, inhaling your hips toward the ceiling. So you can interlock your hands underneath you if you'd like. You can also use them as support. You can use the bolster or block if you'd like for support. If you'd like, you can wrap your fingertips around your ankles, hips up towards the ceiling, grounding down, breathing. Let's do 2 more breaths. One more breath. Exhale your hips toward the ground, drawing your knees toward your chest. Bring both feet to the ground, your knees gently falling toward the right, your gaze toward the left. Inhale your gaze, your knees standing. Exhale your knees to the left, your gaze toward the right. Inhaling your knees towards standing, drawing your knees into your chest. Again, you can roll back and forth here on your spine if it's comfortable for you. From here, we'll start to make our way into the relaxation, your Shavasana for today. So you're coming into the posture that's most comfortable for you. If you like to use bolsters or blankets, just take a moment here. Take the time to make yourself as comfortable as possible. You want your body to just be able to relax for you so that your mind can relax as much as possible in this moment. If you'd like to remain in your Shavasana a little bit longer, you're welcome to do so. Ready to start coming out of your Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Start to make some small movements through your fingers and toes. The breath becoming a little deeper. The movements a little bigger as you take a nice long stretch overhead. Gently drawing your knees into your chest. Taking a moment of gratitude to yourself for your practice this evening and today. So you're deciding which side you'd like to make your way to. If you feel like you'd like a little bit more energy today, you can roll to your right side. If you're resting today, you can roll to your left side. I'll remain there for just a moment more. The world is so empty if one thinks only of mountains, rivers, and cities. But to know someone who thinks and feels with us, and though distant, is close to us in spirit, this makes the earth for us an inhabited garden, by Johann Wolfgang van Goethe. Take a moment here as you take a breath for yourself. And gently float your way to seated as you bring your hands through to heart center. I'm grateful to each and every one of you for being here with me today. I'm grateful for your love, for your kindness. May you be kind to yourself. May you accept yourself just as you are. And may you be so full of love for yourself that it naturally overflows to the world. I bow to you and say to you, Namaste. Thank you for being here. Love you, miss you all. Take care. See you soon.